Good morning, welcome along to the National Hockey Centre in Glasgow. We had a fantastic day yesterday in the men's cup final day. We've seen the Victors Grange getting their hands on the trophy. Today it's the focus on the women's side, and we start off this morning with the District Plate final between Ellon and Glasgow Uni Threes. This competition was won last year by Glasgow Accies, and it is going to be a game which will see this trophy either go up the northeast of Scotland, or it will go to or stay in Glasgow, I should say, with the university side here. Great to get the action underway for this Sunday morning. It's a lovely morning. The sun just creeping away back into the clouds, but rather warm, which is a rare thing for Glasgow. Let's get the thoughts for our first game of the day. Co-commentary coming from Jamie Frail, head of domestic game here at Scottish Hockey. Jamie, we've seen some great action yesterday, and the first of the women's games today.
Morning, Callum. Yep, hopefully more of the same today. Yesterday was a bit of a goal fest, so if we could have 9-goal games and 8-goal games, then that'd be good. Two fairly strong clubs here. Glasgow University ladies first team are currently vying for the top of Div 2 to go into National 1. Ellon, a big club in the north, 106 members from last count, and both fairly set for today.
Yeah, Ellon with their side captained by Louise Gordon, Steph Parker, the Glasgow Uni captain, and we'll pick out the key players as the game gets underway. It is looks like it will be Glasgow Uni in the back to get it started once we've found the ball, which is a key part of the game, Jamie.
It's one of the most important parts. I would say the goalkeeper first, and then the hockey ball. And they're very specific. There's a type of brand of ball that everybody wants to play with. Is the one that we use at the highest level competition. So I can just see the special black briefcase being opened there by the TDs, and they're bringing out what looks like one of the yellow balls from Glasgow 2014.
Of course, there's venue a legacy of that Glasgow 2014. Hard to believe that 4 years pretty much has passed, and we've just had the Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast, which Scotland did so well in the men and the women, but it is a focus on the club game, and straight away Ellon picking the ball up in the first few seconds through Fiona Spence, and lively first 10 seconds of seeing in the men's cup final. The very quick start with the goal in the first 20 seconds, just under that. So goals can happen at any time in this game, and Mary Stephen looking to try and get something towards the circle, but a quick intercept for the Uni side.
Yeah, as you say, it's a fast game. The ball can travel at some rate, and it opens lots of channels because it's so small. Then it's quite hard to get hold of. You'll get football where the ball's lifted off the ground quite a bit to get round players, but in hockey it doesn't happen that often. They tend to just move the ball really quickly into space.
As perhaps maybe expected, the Uni side, a very youthful team, and a good blend in there of young talent coming through and experience. And forward here come Ellon, little poke ball trying to thread it through there. It didn't quite work out, and defensively sorted for now.
Well dealt with by Glasgow University. A bit of a scrabble with a couple of players chasing there, but number 26 looks lively straight away, Ali Glasses Davies.
And here she is, Glasses Davies roaming round the baseline. And is it going to scramble in here? The keeper's doing a remarkable job. Still comes back in Indira Lee with the initial effort, and Louise Gordon, the captain, also there as well, parried backwards and forwards, and eventually it was smuggled away, but a series of quick fire efforts and goal.
Yeah, lots going on in there. It's a busy circle. The shooting area is fairly packed, so not a lot of space to work with. No clear sight of goal, and just a bit of a scrappy end to it all.
Glasses Davies again, good running and getting plenty of time to roam around. Coming away with it though is Sophie Hyatt, and a break perhaps for the university. Great to see so many of the university sides featuring across the weekend in both competitions. I think there's a rogue whistle perhaps, or a false whistle some players thought they heard, I don't know, but there's a bit of a confusion, but carry on. As now Uni's turn to come forward. Zarabel looking to roam in. Well, she was trying to carry on, but pulled back through the little tackle coming in through Steph McLean.
Yeah, I think Zara's done well there, and she's fronted up a defender, so there's not a lot on, so just rolled the ball off her foot, gives her time to get teammates up and around.
Hyatt was trying to get something away. Eleanor Tennant was across on the chase. There is Joanna Minnis. Lee Frizzell on the other side, trying to work it back, and Eleanor Tennant around 2.
Yeah, good release of pressure there from Ellon defender. Sees there's quite a lot of bodies there, just finds a space, puts it out the park, and exactly the same as Glasgow University done earlier. You get the ball out the danger area and you just reset, you get your teammates time to get back into position.
And this pass dispossessed. And Lee with the support, and Alicia Green now. Forward comes Ali Glasses-Davis again. Good exchange with Urquhart. Now there's a free space, and there is the opening goal. Comes for Ellon in the first 4 minutes, and it was great play, great sweeping move. And in fact, in a defensive point of view, you're wondering why there was so much space out there. And the opening goal for the side from the northeast of Scotland. Lynn Gordon getting that acclaim. Now Glasses-Davis. Here's Gordon again. Space on that, and that was bounced up off the volley, but dangerous there. Came up high. Close proximity was the defender. Here's Bell for Glasgow Uni, getting a good run on here. Taking it all the way herself. Is it going to be scrambled through? Not quite. Hyatt was trying to get the shot away, but good reply. Going back to the goal, it was a big amount of space for the opening goal, and the chance Lynn Gordon had plenty of time to take.
Yeah, huge amount of time. Still had a bit of work to do when the ball dropped in front of her, but manages to slot it away, and it's in the first 5 minutes of a final, then you want to get that goal. But Glasgow Uni looks as if they've responded in the best manners they can. They're back up and around the shooting area now.
Dodds with it, and towards Hyatt. Dribble through. Lou Henderson, the goalkeeper. Bounced off Hyatt's foot, so that will change possessional hands. But both sides going for it here in the early stages, and although we've had the one goal, looks fairly even between the two.
As a goalkeeper, then you're always keen to see how other goalkeepers get on, and Lou Henderson for Ellon was out early doors, and she had the earphones on. She was warming up herself, going through the full kind of Scotland routine, so expecting big things, and from early kind of interactions that she's had, she's done really well.
Yeah, big occasion for many players, plenty of young players for both sides, particularly the Uni side, but young players, and even some of the experiences on the big pitch. Finals day competition in which they can win. They've had to go through a few rounds to get to the final, and certainly there'll be plenty of celebrations for whoever can win. Ellon had a good win in their semi-final, 5-0 win against Grange Threes. Similar scoreline, the same scoreline for Glasgow Uni, beating Gordonian's second team by 5 goals, and also both had good passes through from that semi-final, and both relishing this final and trying to wriggle through a second perhaps are Ellon. But if there's an attack on end, very quickly the attack seems to change hands.
So hockey, just by the nature of the sport, has quite a lot of turnovers, but especially today it seems to be more like tennis. It's backwards and forwards from one end to the other.
Kelly picked out Joanna Minnis with time. Intercept by Gordon. I thought one of the more experienced players on the field. Fortunate little slip there for Fraser for Glasgow Uni, so it's now Ellon's turn to go for a bit of a run. Well, it's nicked through. Glasses Davis dispossessing Tennant, and now carrying on into the circle. All her own work until she tries and sets up a teammate for a second. Penalty corner is signalled in the end. But one of the start, Ali Glasses Davis has had a few of these great runs, and she wasn't all the way.
Superb individual skill, moving the ball really well in the Indian dribble, and then the composure to walk into the D when some people might think they deserve the shot, just to slip it to the teammate, and the teammate gets the shot off. Goalkeeper's nice and big, and unfortunately for the goalkeeper, the ball stuck underneath her pads, which is a penalty corner against.
Gordon with injection here. Trapped by Glasses Davis, and she's going to do another little run. Didn't quite get the power on the shot. It took a little while for the unit to react to the fact Glasses Davis was just going to go for a little stroll in the D. Don't see that too often.
Yeah, I don't know if the ball has come out at the pace she was expecting it to, but she kind of had to come to meet it to bring it back out, and that obviously takes up time. Defenders get time to close you down, and the brilliant individual skill that we saw leading up to the penalty corner, she's done very similar, carried herself in, and rather than having a big shot, she just tries to place it in the corner.
Now break could be on here, 2 against 2, 3 or 4 coming back for Ellon. As on the stride is Bell. Support coming in Minnis. Also a couple of other bodies, Minnis around. Hayek was trying to get the shot away. Good burst, but there was quite a lot of players coming back defensively, which was encouraging if you're an Ellon supporter.
The two number 9s just running side by side there, and as a defender you're comfortable just pushing them out. I think it's the ball carrier's duty to try and break into the D.
That's given away though quite quickly. Not quite the cleanest of efforts by Joanna Minnis. Came to her rather quickly and trying to pounce. Yeah,
pretty cheap from an Ellon 16 free hit, and it's went straight to the centre forward for Glasgow Uni, who, based on yesterday's games with Grange, those kind of freebies can get converted into goals quite easily.
It just happened again there with Bell this time picking up. Minnis was trying to clamber onto it. That's 2 in space of 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, so that might be due to the lack of options. If you're standing in the ball here, then you want to see lots of passes, or you want to see lots of movement for people to pass to, but the longer the person's standing there not passing, the more it's obvious that people need to move for it.
Lovely sweeping pass from Aqua to Glasses Davis. Lynn Gordon trying to keep it alive, the goal scorer. Again, a sweeping pass through the middle. Bell could have perhaps played an earlier pass, but kept hold. Hyatt. Bell. Fraser found Tennant. Hyatt. Way it goes, and this could work out quite well for Gordon here, supporting Urquhart coming in. Perhaps just a touch late with the pass, but a nice idea. Anna Kelly's ball, away it goes by Steph McLean. Might be an obvious thing to say, but if the pace like this keeps up, I'd be surprised as the game went on.
It's not the highest we've seen, but I think the girls are just starting to put feelers out and see how each other play. Both teams mixing it up, some good long balls through space and some individual skill. So there's no kind of set routine. There's nothing that we think anybody's going to have to mitigate at half time to try and figure out. It's just good open hockey.
Taken by Green. Gordon and the penalty corner signalled. Gordon again proving a bit of a problem in the D.
As the Ellon forward there, I think it was Alicia Green, has picked the ball up and rolled forward and just into space, and unfortunately, Lynn Gordon, number 12, has popped the ball into space and looks as if she's going to take a shot off in the reverse. Umpire's given a penalty corner. I'm not sure if that's because she thought it was going to be danger, or if it wasn't clear that it was going to fall to the forward in a fortuitous position.
Louise Gordon with it again here. No nonsense. Straight in, ready in the attacker's bar. Glassie Davis swept through. And help on in the pass and the finish towards goal. And it's number 2 here for Ellon, who have been pretty clinical at these penalty corner situations.
So the ball comes out with a bit of a bounce on it, which is hard to trap. I don't know if this is an intentional direct pass, but it certainly gets to where she wants it to go in the end. And once you've moved the ball and the angle comes from the shot comes from a different angle, then the keeper's always going to struggle with that one.
Yeah, so number 2 there. I think it was Urquhart that perhaps it was with the touch, but number 2 anyway. But break on again here. Bell with the pace, and forwards comes University again. Arm out for the free hit, and Uniside's favourite. Here a stick clattering, but it is against the Uni player.
Yeah, really brave defending at the top of the D there. Rather than moving out the road and getting a free shot, the Ellon defenders just stepped forward, kept a really flat stick, and she's made contact with the ball first, meaning the Glasgow Uni player. The ball's not where she thought it was, and she ends up hitting stick rather than ball. So just came on as a sub for Ellon is Sarah Forrest, number 13, playing right back. She's involved with the North District Committee, who organises a lot of hockey up in the region. So good to see taking the step onto the pitch as well.
Glassie Davis's ball. Urquhart again looking to try and get by Hanley. Didn't quite work out, but we'll try again with Enderley. 3 or 4 in white in the circle. This is a great blade by Enderley down the baseline. Eventually stopped in the end. Glassie Davis legally trying to pinch that. Cut it back with the side in white. Oh, that's brilliant. It was Gordon through and Urquhart in, and as quick as a flash, it's 3-0.
Ellon's 3 forwards seem really composed, they seem really comfortable with each other, so an early pass out, just cleared. Look how quickly she moves the ball on there, composure in front of the goalkeeper, drag it across and just tuck it under. So that was 1, 2, 3 passes, a bit of composure right in front of the keeper, and a well worked goal, so 3-0 well deserved so far.
Yeah, Glasgow Uni have had a lot of pace in the counter, but not really had a clinical effort as such on goal. Glassie Davis. Tremendous skill. Oh, and Effort and goal / cross, almost a tap in for Alicia Green.
So there's a turnover in the middle of the park, and again, it just seems as if the players know each other, know where they're going to be, know where they're going to lead. The ball's from a pivot point out across to the right, and I think it's again Ali Glasses-Davies who's picked the ball up, a bit of individual skill, and decided she's going to have a shot this time. But she does the right thing. She shoots across the goal towards the back post, and there's two people, one diving and one kind of covering the keeper's area.
Once more, she is involved. A take and a steal for Lauren Flanagan. Help coming in. Arwin. Flanagan looking for it back, but in the middle was Sarah Forrest. But penalty corner being signalled, so University will get a chance to have a shot at the penalty corner routine at this side and try and get one back.
Unfortunate touch there from Sarah. She's just come out to beat the ball. She's read it really well. She sees where the gap is, knows as soon as the Glasgow University player puts her head down to hit the ball through that space, she steps forward and picks it up, but it hits the stick, rolls over and clips her foot just inside the D, so unfortunate for her.
Quite a lot of spread bodies out here for Glasgow Uni. Frizzell flashes by.
It wasn't your standard setup. Normally you would have two at the top, one to stop and reverse and one to take the shot, whether that's a flick or a hit. It seems odd that they would have 4 or 5 people dotted round, so it was always going to be an individual or a switch.
Slight miscommunication from Bell's pass, but recovered. Hanley doesn't get the pass she wanted. Glasses-Davies once more. Gordon. Pass a bit short for Urquhart.
Glasses-Davies from the very start looking exceptionally good. Wouldn't look out of place in the final game of the day today.
Enderley's ball. Urquhart. By it goes. I was waiting for the base of the goal to ricochet. Just over 20 minutes played, and it's been stolen at the other side. Urquhart in the centre again, but just about recovered, but not for long as Gordon did her bit. Urquhart spin, turn. That was Enderley trying to find her. Urquhart's effort is deflected away off a defensive stick.
Brave defending again. You can see someone's going to take a shot and you decide to put your stick and some of your body in front of it. She's done the right thing though.
Bit of a scramble and 4 against 4 here. Glasgow Uni round and away goes Flanagan. Support ahead, coming in. Hannah Dodds. There's a free hit. Plenty of defensive bodies getting themselves back. Zarabel off the leg, it looked like, and is off the leg of Green. So a penalty corner to come.
Clever upgrade, so she's got a free hit just outside the D. There's not a lot on. She drives it across 5 metres and then moves into the D and then just rolls it off her foot. That's it. Let the rest of the team have that overload.
So Kristen Fraser with the Jackson here again, rather split choice. Dodds across, might look to get it back. Another signal from the umpire, so they'll get a second attempt. A different routine this with loads of separate bodies around.
Yeah, Glasgow University appear to just be keeping one at the top, which slows it down. If you've got two at the top, somebody else does the stopping, and person beside them can decide what the runners are doing, decide whether they're going to get a shot quickly or they're going to do a drag flick. But with this one person at the top, they have to stop, they have to have a look, then they have to pass. And I'm assuming it's a deliberate tactic of one person at the top and played around at an angle for the next shot.
Well, tried to recover from the missed trap from Frizzell, but it was clear, but still with a side in black, looking for one back here with 12 minutes left in the first half. But quickly, Urquhart trying to get it away. Back it comes with Parker. Bounced up off Urquhart's hand, so play on, get the pain, but the advantage for Glasgow Uni. Bell. Irwin. Infringement, and that ends that attack. Still pretty frantic in terms of going from end to end here. And the phase we were heading towards the final 10 shortly.
Yeah, both teams just comfortable running at defenders and passing that long ball so that the forward gets some work to do and lots of space to do it in. The goalkeeper Lou Henderson, her quality of warm-ups carried across into her quality of play in the game, because she's been asked a few questions, she's comfortably answered them.
But Ellon currently in 4th place in the Northern District League Division 1 in the third tier, the regional third tier. 14 points they were behind leaders Highland though, but solid campaign in that tier.
Yeah, Ellon and Highland, two fairly remote clubs, and what they tend to miss out on in terms of local competition, they have to do a fair amount of travel, but they definitely underrate themselves with the level of player that they produce. Both clubs have got some really strong youth sections and some good coaching structures.
Urquhart. Gordon in the middle. Flashes by her. Louise Gordon for Bain, just doesn't stay in play. Garces Davis. Again, magnetic, that ball in her stick. Pass didn't come off though. Flanagan's taken, Flanagan's support, and now forward for Tennant. Certainly was a shout right I could hear from the bench, but wasn't utilised. Judith McConaughey, the Glasgow Uni coach, Kate Smith, the team manager. Bell trying to keep it alive. Green turns over. Bain. Glasses Davis. Jenny Urquhart. Not near any of the white jerseys that were in the circle.
I think that's probably the first time we've seen them drive down one side and not manage to make a connection back to the top of the D. That was more of a kind of hit and hope, but the real strength of Ellon has been knowing where to put the ball so that a player's getting in the end of it.
Space found for Flanagan for Glasgow Uni, looking for one back here. Bell. Last day has left it. Ball's up and kindly for the Uni.
That's certainly better outletting by Ellon at the back there. So they feed the ball in from the 16 to somebody in the middle, who then feeds it out at an angle into lots of space.
Hyatt. Didn't pick out the pass you wanted. Mary Stephen with telling clearance. Now a run for Louise Gordon.
Glasgow University looking a bit disjointed. I suppose the strength for Ellon is that, as I've mentioned, they look as if they know where the other players are going to be. They look a bit of a unit. They've got some kind of worked practices and flow of the ball down one side, etc. Glasgow University, by their nature, being a student club, then potentially 4 years is the longest they'll spend with each other, and then be a new batch of individuals coming into the team. So they won't get that kind of continuity that Ellon have got the privilege of having.
I guess it shows the quality some of the first teams and stuff have, with the fact that players can at that level can gel and win things, and then things break up and players move away. Probably a higher rate than a normal kind of club when players move on.
Yeah, the turnover will be higher, I imagine, and certainly when it gets to first team, then they'll have to juggle the commitments of, shall we say, student life slightly more if they want to be performance athletes as well.
Student life was great. Marquardt's ball smashing off our leg, maybe rather dangerously in umpire's view, so it didn't come through for Lynn Gordon. Can you remember student life, Jamie?
Yeah,
established yesterday, what was it, over 35 you're on the verge of, so.
Yeah, we weren't quite at the stage of writing on slate, but I think the Apple Macintosh getting wheeled into the classroom was as close as I got to student life.
I can remember a blackboard in the distant memory, chalk. Remember VCRs?
I was going to be really lame there and say I studied at the University of Hockey, but well, I've said it now.
That was bad.
It's not worst, not my worst.
Ellon trying to get away from the danger zone. Not like Glasgow, if there's been too much on target as of yet. Many though a real struggle to keep it just inside the 23, but wriggle through. Flanagan. Glasgow Davis is an attacking threat, but always back there as well in their own 23 to help out and get the ball, usually starting off moves and off the finishing moves, or setting up goals.
I've got a sneaking suspicion that Ali Glasses Davies played last year in a similar competition. I vaguely remember their focus being on her skill and her individual play, and she's wearing a different skirt from the rest of the team. So I think at half time I might nip through and see the club history on our core page. Different socks as well.
Kelly picking up, trying to get Minnis's help, Joanna Minnis. Pace certainly has slowed down a little bit as the last, a little bit more over the last few minutes. Not quite so end to end since, well, really the last 10 minutes. It's kind of slow down. I think with 2.5 minutes left until half time, both sides perhaps ready for the half-time break.
Well, there's the excitement of getting to the plate final, and then you've got the journey down, and then you've got the student life that will catch up with you as well. So there's the first 20-30 minutes is always going to be that excitable, running on kind of nervous energy. But when that runs out, then yeah, the pace of the game will drop.
Fully memory bank of memories now came into your brain about your student life, Jamie. Here come the university side, and it whistles through Alex Meney with a dig which was hoping to try and find the touch. In the D, Zarabel was in the centre. Glasses Davis. Gordon. Glasses Davis. Important stick from Fraser.
Well, turns out she's human and she does make mistakes.
Certainly Glasses Davis will be right up there in a league of her own so far in the game for metres made up and down the pitch. One back here for Ellon, looking to crown off the half-hour court. Twist, turn, dribble, goal. All her own work. When she picked up, had plenty to do, plenty of bodies around her, but the finish, and that's 4-0 with 20 seconds left of the first half.
So Urquhart there just picking the ball up, still got lots to do. Passed on early. She's immediately fronted up by the defender. She keeps the ball protected between her and the player, rolls it into a bit of space, and then doesn't need to do a lot here apart from get a wee lift to deceive the goalkeeper and make sure it's on target.
I think she might have well got the touch of the second goal, so that could well be the hat-trick goal, but it is half-time anyway. Ellon with a 4-0 lead. Glasgow University, it's been, both sides have had lots of ball in and around the day. Ellon have had chances, and you mentioned earlier on, Jamie, in a kind of half-time assessment that Ellon, the front three particularly, have linked up so well.
Absolutely. I think the linchpin of that is Lynn Gordon, number 12 for Ellon. She holds the middle of the park really, really well, and when the ball comes into her, she doesn't look to do a lot apart from roll it on to someone else. She's got great awareness of what's going on around her.
Well, here is the action from the first period, and it was Gordon that got things going. So much space for her to finish.
That's it, she's just drifted out into space. The ball carrier knows where she is. She knows what she's doing with it as soon as it gets to her.
Now this was the penalty corner. Glasses Davis with initial effort. I'm pretty sure that was Urquhart, so that would be a hat-trick she's got in this first period.
Good on her, well deserved.
Again, space, dribble, drawing the keeper and in.
That one's my favourite. So the ball's played in, as we said, Lynn Gordon just doesn't, one touch, plays it in for someone else to pick the ball up and then round the keeper. Just really well worked.
Again, spin turn into the D, had players around her, but wonderful control again to find the gap.
That's it. On the reverse, it's a hard task there. You've not got space or time to get a big swing on your reverse. She's kept the ball at the end of her stick, made her own space, and then just lofted it in, put it in an awkward bobbler for the goalkeeper to try and deal with.
So the university side going for the chat and the goals routine at half time. In fact, both sides are, rather than going inside and enjoying the sunshine. The sun is out. We'll take a pause. Second half to come in this final of the district played. It is Ellon 4, Glasgow Uni 3-0. Welcome back in for the second half in this final. In our first game of the day, it's the District Plate Finals in Ellon and Glasgow Uni 3s. Ellon with a 4-0 lead. And our almost said to our umpires, almost ready. There we are. Umpires incidentally, Kirsty Burnett and Katie Sifton. And a big task for the university side to get back into it, who are just needing to create some clear-cut chances. But the 3 goals, which I think we're pretty much secure on with Urquhart and Gordon with the opening goal, Lynn Gordon. So 4-0 it is here. And certainly one or two other players for Ellon, including Ali Glasses-Davis, who has been pretty influential. You've done one or two calls or something in the office at half time, Jimmy, to find out the history of Ali Glasses-Davis, who's actually further south and where she's based at the moment.
Yeah, so during half time I went into the archives in Scottish Hockey HQ, and I stand corrected that it was Grove Mingus Hill that Ali played for previously.
Urquhart trying to steal in for another one, sweeping ball in. The archives at Scottish Hockey HQ, is that a wee vault somewhere down underneath? It sounds awfully technical.
Yep, had to go past all the Bitcoin, etc. But it's the reams and reams of paperwork for keeping people registered.
Probably a few VCRs down there actually. Turned away by Tennant. Forward is Hyatt.
With Glasgow University 4 goals down and not had a massive amount of chances. They've had the ball in and around the D. The Ellon goalkeeper Henderson's been called on a few times to do some standard saves, and she's done them well. I'm not sure how the half-time chat would have went.
Here's a chance though. Oh, keeper maybe did enough. Hyatt from the pass from Bell, but Lou Henderson getting just rushed out and made the angle very, very tight from that close range.
Well, perfect. If as a goalkeeper, you don't want to stand in your line and let them pick where they're going to get the shot off. So she's rushed out, and believe it or not, it's quite a scary sight and, well, sometimes smell when the goalkeeper's running at you at full tilt. So didn't get much of a touch on it, and the ball's just rolled fortuitously behind the post.
Glasses-Davis, Urquhart there again. And at the other end, good stuff from Phoebe Foles to make herself big. Because great run again from Glasses-Davis, and Urquhart looking for a fourth.
Goalkeeper's done well, came out, made herself a big barrier just to get hit. You need to be superhuman to react when somebody gets a shot that close, and she's done the right thing, just being a big barrier and let the ball hit her. A few loose tackles there, the kind of things that break fingers, but all in good nature in the sense of there's a few apologies as it was happening.
Bell. Alright for her side and free hit. Bell weaving in. And another little flick from Minnis, but just by a couple of good early opportunities, which is encouraging if you're a uni supporter.
Glasgow University have come out and been much better this half, I think. They're starting to fire the ball into their forwards, and the forwards aren't looking to do much apart from get that necessary touch to change the angle and the touch inside the D. So, promising start.
Here is Minnis once more. Glasgow-Davis using her experience in the turnover. So first of 4 finals today, just the games all on the main pitch, with Arthur's District Plate final, we've got the District Cup final. Orkney looking to retain their title, being the final. Well, a couple of years ago they lost out, they won it last year against their Highland rival Shetland, and they are in action against Enry Uniforce, who were well represented yesterday, again well represented today because Enry seconds played Clydesdale Western, who are a big casualty in the National Cup competition early on. So that will be the 2 o'clock Scottish Plate final, and then they've got the Cup final in University against Grove Mingus Hill. That one at 4 o'clock to round off the Cup final weekend, and then it's all down the drama of European places and promotion, relegation, the heartbreak and the ecstasy and everything like that. Next weekend we've got the live coverage next Sunday of the finals day, as once more Glasses-Davis goes on one of her runs. Urquhart in there once more. Away it goes this time by Glasgow Uni, and Sarah Hanley doing her bit just now. That's lost in. Urquhart and keeper coming out. And again, good stuff there from Foles. Made it very, very difficult for Urquhart there.
Goalkeeper seen that the ball's loose, goes out to meet it. It's just a foot race to try and get there. They both meet the ball at the same time, and the goalkeeper can't do anything silly there. Can't try and come out and kick it. Can't come out and be a big barrier. She just has to come out and stop and let the ball come into her after the shot. So very clever. It's rarely seen. Sometimes you see goalkeepers who get in a big panic. So great composure by Faulds.
Ellon looking to extend their lead. That's a penalty corner now. Glasgow Davis working and working away, and eventually the penalty corner given, and the first one of the second half. They scored one in the first period through Urquhart's flick in the middle of the D, helped on, and she got the touch. Here's Gordon across there, and very singular setup. There's Glasgow Davis, and I've absolutely no idea how that thing going. Green's flick and took a rogue touch. I think Gordon was trying to help it his way in. Somehow it's not went in.
No, I think that's down to the kind of bobble, because when there's a bouncing ball, you've not got as much time and composure to get a shot off, and it ends up two bouncing balls to two different people.
Minnis picked out a good pass in here. Hyatt rushing out. Henderson. Both keepers having I know one of them can see 4 goals, but both keepers have played well here, particularly in the early stage of the second half. A few moments they've had to deal with.
Absolutely. So the goalkeeper there goes out as a big barrier, and then when the ball's played back, she uses her sticks, very clever, just to clear the ball out. So one of the researchers from within Scottish Hockey HQ archives has mentioned the possibility that Glasses Davies is actually her married name. The original name was Bell, so Ali Bell, previously a stalwart of the international scene and of Grove Mingus Hill. So that potentially why I recognise her.
Must be quite dusty down there, the professional in the HQ vault of archives.
We let them out occasionally just for food and water.
Fraser. Thought she's floating a gap to find Minnis. That was a miss hit by Sarah Forrest, not seen as dangerous by the umpire, but still with the uni, but not for long. Bell couldn't get the space she wanted.
Yeah, I think Sarah's a bit fortuitous there not to get a penalty corner against her. It looks as if she tops the ball, it hits her foot, and then she puts a bit of a stick tackle in, but nothing came of it.
Forward from Brazil. Bit of hope, expectation about miscommunication. Calendar. Nice play, crossed by Enderley. Urquhart was waiting, but Dodds in the middle to clear. Steph McLean. unfortunately tripping over the ball with her feet. Bell. And Zara Bell to Sally Bell. I think Zara Bell is one of those players that really could do, if she got that perfect ball through, she certainly had been trying her best to engineer something for the uni, but up the other side, Glasses Davis. Enderley. Off the foot of Hanley. Another roving Union run, but this time here is Bell. Zara Bell. Can she get it out? It's going to be a penalty corner because it's stuck underneath. Lou Henderson. They're getting closer and closer to the Union, but just can't quite get the goal.
Clever play in the build-up by Lauren Flanagan, number 4 for Glasgow University. She comes up against a flat stick and she just thinks it just changes the angle of her own stick, lifts it over the defender and plays it in for her teammate. The keeper came out, done well, smother it. It's just taken a bounce and tucked under the pads. She's done the right thing by just staying on top of it. If you move and the ball pops out to the forward, they've got an open goal they just roll it into. So worst case scenario, you give away a short corner.
It's Kirsten Fraser's injection. Crossed by Dodds. Frizzell. Well, it's not the cleanest and prettiest of goals I've ever seen. I think Kirsten Fraser, with the tail and touch, which kind of smuggled in, but it is one back.
They went a bit standard with the 2 at the top, 1 to stop, 1 to pass round, finds a bit of space. Keeper, I think, just goes out to be big, and then the scorer ends up scoring with a tackle. So number 7 for Ellon has done really well at stopping the ball on the line. But once you've done that, you need to know that the ball's at the door. They need to try and get rid of the ball as quick as they can. You don't have time to have a look. And what happens is, person steps in and the tackle bobbles the ball over the line.
Yeah, I think it was number 10, Kirsten Fraser, that was the one that came off her stick after the defender was trying to clear, and it kind of bowled in. But one back, there is still a lot to climb up the mountain, and here come Ellon again. Sense one more for the side leading would be enough, but now they've got one. Can they continue to prise open that safe door? Not the Archive HQ safe door, a different safe door, obviously.
Panicked in case I'd left that open there, Callum.
That's a loose pass. Flanagan. And it's in! It seemed to feel like an age if it was going to trickle into the net. Took her time, and the finish from Zara Bell.
So fed through again, that cheeky wee lift that we were speaking about earlier. The defender runs over the top of it, and I think she hits the same amount of ball as she does ground, and it ends up taking the pace off it, but lifts it, she gets under it, and when it floats in the air for that long, the goalkeeper's got a few decisions to make, and it just looks as if it's caught her out.
Now the game is well and truly back on here. I wonder if maybe a predominantly younger team that the University are, that might have more legs as the game goes on. We shall see. We've got 20 minutes left on the clock. And picked up here again by Ellon Irwin. Bounced off a leg, and it's a penalty corner, and you can hear the cheers now. The Glasgow United supporters are up for this.
That's it, they must have had a coffee at half time, and this has woken them up, and they've come out the traps quite well now. They can carry this momentum. We talk about phases of the game, and this is really in Glasgow University's favour, so if they can just keep pressing this home, they'll do well.
Yeah, them students need a coffee on a Sunday morning, usually after what happens on a Saturday night. So Kirsten Fraser across. Hannah Dodds in the middle. Comes her to trap. And score! That's 3 goals in what, Less than 3 minutes. The final is well and truly back on. The comeback is on.
And you can see it in the scorer, number 11, Hannah Dodd's eyes. She is delighted. So ball goes out to her, she stops. Just straight strike right down the middle. I think the goalkeeper's maybe caught out a wee bit. Not sure if she's going to continue going, but she doesn't log. She doesn't go that big, low, flat barrier that's required when somebody's having a straight strike.
Must be around about, I'd say, a rough guess, about 2.5 minutes or so. We've had 3 goals there. Around about that kind of time frame.
7 goals in the first game, as we hoped for. It was goals, goals, goals.
3 minutes ago, though, we didn't think, we thought Ellon would just probably cruising their way to victory here. But the point I made a moment ago, is there a chance here that perhaps that a younger university team might have a bit more legs as the game goes on? Now they've got the Sensi too.
I don't think it should take 35 minutes to warm up, but I think it looks as if Glasgow University have taken the first half as a bit of a canter. And as you say, they've got the legs and they're starting to press home an advantage that way.
Alison Cowie, the team manager, Ellon, I wonder what's going through her mind, her thoughts. Another steal. Hazel, but only briefly back with Fiona Spence. Only finding a defender in Parker. Here's Urquhart though, always dangerous. Round a tight angle and a ball that penalty corner signalled, but again that was a nice ball through. Urquhart been so threatened in the first half, she will be a danger still with 17 to play. As
soon as Urquhart's got the ball near her, the goalkeeper starts to pay more attention and focus, because she's a real goal scoring threat. The only person in the D there, she's got a tight angle from the baseline. Unlikely she's scored, but she hits it nice and hard, lifts up off the keeper and into the defender, so she's managed to get a short corner out of effectively not a lot.
So looking to try and put a bit of daylight back in the scoreboard. Glasses Davis. Big cheer as Dodds tried to get it away. Swept in and the effort is off target from Alicia Green.
Yeah, it just looked like Green got a double touch on it. She's went for a first swing. A great first initial tackle here. Back under control across. And then she swept forward. And I think just the stick coming through, carrying it, has got a double touch and rolled it out the back line.
See how frustrated she was with that. It was good from Karen Ennerly to pick her out. Means 4-3. 4-0 5 minutes ago.
There's just an ever so slight change in atmosphere. It feels as if Ellon have composed themselves and Glasgow University have lost that kind of element of surprise and momentum.
Green. Partially away. I think it's worth saying now, it wasn't really at 4-0, but if it was level at the end, we would have a running shootout. That would be something.
Yeah, that's when we get to see the goalkeepers come into their own.
That would be very interesting. Keepers have done really well in 1v1 sort of situations. But it's 4-3 Urquhart in. Not quite controlled from Lynn Gordon.
And one of the good things about when it goes to penalties now, it's not dead ball penalties, it's running penalties where you've got a certain amount of time to score, and you start from the 25 and it's 1v1 with the goalkeeper versus the ball carrier, and it just keeps it that bit more exciting. You can see a lot more of play rather than just one action from a dead spot.
Well, won a quarter final in the running shootout. Beat Perthshire 2-1 in the shootout, but marauding forward is Menace. Plenty in white back. And yeah, that quarter final game in the plate run. Yeah, he drew with pressure. 2 is 1-1, but 1-2-1 in that shootout. So they do have that experience in this competition. But at the moment they're winning, so Academic, and they're looking to try and keep hold of that lead, which has shrunken quite a bit in recent minutes. Alex Menny. 2-3. Finding their way forward, but Glasses Davis pinching that one off Hyatt. Back with this side in black and yellow. Kelly. Wriggle through for Joanna Minnis. And trying to thread it through. And it's a penalty corner from the shot from Ellon Tennant. Bubbled up. 13 and a half minutes left.
So the build-up play, you're seeing a lot more of that, where there's not necessarily a need and a composure to find a flat stick to your teammate. All it is when you're in and around the D, you just get a slight bobble and you throw it into that space, into the kind of mixer if we were playing football. And what happens is the defender has to do something with it. The attacker only needs to get another touch and another kind of swing at it, but the defender can't do the same. It's too risky for them when they're in there, so they need to get it under control in a way.
Steph Parker with injection. Hannah Dodds is there, who scored last time out. Tennant there too. There's the 2. And there's Dodds. Dodds and Parker was looking to try and help on its way, but infringement and turnover.
Yeah, it's straight strike from the top of the D, and the injector has came back in at the post to try and get a touch, but the strike from the top of the D is pretty poor, and it's got a lift on it, and I think it's hit her teammate's knee. Certainly she went off limping.
Hanley. Henderly coming in to defend.
Certainly the crowd starting to get behind Glasgow University.
Long corner it will be. Through for Zarabel. And Glasses Davis doing their defensive work this time rather than an attack and run. That's one of those that's miles away from danger. Any old clearance will do job.
That's it. Take time to get everybody back in position, have a wee rest, make the opposition go and get the ball. Maybe not that long a rest though. I mean, we could have moved the ball a bit earlier there. Surprised umpires allowed that length of time.
Dodds. All right, free hit. Former Glasgow Uni.
Game going ever so slightly flat now. It feels as if Glasgow University's kind of enthusiasm is coming in waves, shall we say, where there's a couple of people making some good runs, and then after that they're just falling back. I don't know if it's having a bit of a rest, but Ellon comfortable in their lead. Just 1 goal's enough, that's all they need, and just happy to let Glasgow University either have the ball in their own space or play the ball out and round.
Hanley. Using the line well, did Hanley. Final 10 here. Turning into a gripping final. The opening final of the day, this Districts Plate final. Back it comes with Hanley. Oh, it's wriggled through. Hayet was lurking, but all right to retrieve Ellon. But that way the ball's just snuck through there and everyone kind of stood still.
Yeah, I think even the person who collected the ball was a bit shocked by it all and didn't really know what to do after that, and it's just clipped her foot. In terms of our first game, then 7 goals and a bit of a nervous start, a bit slow, but then both teams are starting to get into it. I think the last 5 will go the same way. It might get a wee bit frantic with Glasgow University throwing everything at it and Ellon just trying to absorb that and playing the long ball. We've got Lynn Gordon standing up near the 25, so they have that outlet of just a big heavy stick in the end of the ball, and they can move play way up out of the pressure zone.
When they're down at Glasgow Uni 3s, they've been in the kicking back practice. Might be new.
True, we've seen it happen before. All the subs are wearing bibs, so you would just be a case of throwing one of them on. But it's certainly something you see more in the men's game. They practice it and they're a bit dafter. They will stand in front of a ball that is pretty painful if it makes contact.
Great dribbling from Tennant. Taking on here, Minnis. Space just closed down. And both these sides were knocked out in the District Cup in the first round. Ellon at home to Livingston and West Lothian by 2-1. Edinburgh Uni 4s beat Glasgow Uni 3-2. But for the Uni side, wins away at Aberdeen. Home against Granite City Wanderer 2s. And Gordonians 2s for Edinburgh Uni. It was a performance, good performances, a big win away at Highland. That draw against Perth went to a shootout, which they won. And that win against Grange 3s as well. And they were very much in control. If you're just joining us, they were 4-0 up at the break, and even 10 or so minutes into the second half they were 4-0 up, and then in the 3-minute period it went down to 4-3. Ellon Irwin support there. Oh, and it's going to come, is it? Fitzpatrick just couldn't quite stretch out. Louis Henderson again just to make things even more difficult on the goalkeeping front.
The ball fed across was fairly speculative, and the defender gets a slight touch, it takes it away from her.
Kelly trying to feed it in, it's a penalty corner.
Yeah, outside the D on reverse, and you're not going to get much from that. So all she does is drag it across into some space, bring it in reverse, and then finds a foot. So you don't want to hit that too hard or it'll lift. The Ellon defender there just sticking one hand rather than nice and low and flat. She could have protected her feet.
Yeah, I think it was Gordon, the one that was hit, Louise Gordon, the Ellon captain. Steph Parker, the Glasgow Uni captain. Dodson Tennant, the two in the middle here. 6 to play. It's different though. Frizzell. Ball, it's just about clear away off the line. And it's a stroke being awarded. My goodness me.
Yeah, so ball comes in. Glasgow University have set up a kind of one castle with a stopper and the striker at the top, but then they've not played the ball. They've played it off to the side for a shot to come in at an angle. Goalkeeper's managed to get the hand to it, and something's happened. There must have been an intentional foul or a foul that stopped it going across the line.
So Sophie Hyatt here. This would be extraordinary to bring things back. Anticipation for Hyatt. Oh, and it's saved. Hyatt on the rebound, but no. Big chance, and it's the chance to get back in level terms, but it's saved.
That's it. Goalkeeper just stands and watches it, doesn't pick a side, doesn't think I'm going to go left, I'm going to go right, doesn't commit to anything, stays there, and the ball bobbles along the ground. Goalkeeper gets the hand to it, and just ironically the weight of it actually starts to pull it across and has to do a kind of double save with her stick. But as soon as the attacker has touched the ball, that's it. They can't then come in back in for a rebound.
Up the other side, Marcus Davis. Running and running and running and running and scoring! And perhaps that'll do it. That may well break the Uni Hearts. That stroke just a few seconds ago up the other end. The heartbreaking fifth.
Great individual skill again. We've said it all through the game. She brings it across. The keeper does the right thing, covers the ground, but goes to deck a wee bit early. The composure there by the ball carrier, Ali Glasgow-Davis, is tremendous. Just sees the keeper hit the ground and lifts it. I think it's helped along by Lynn Gordon, number 12, standing at the back post, because the goalkeeper will be aware of that. And if you're talking about percentages and wanting to cover the majority of the goal and the goal scoring opportunities, then the goalkeeper would have had to think, how do I cut a ball out to her?
So Glasgow need 2 again here. Oh, that's such a chance from the stroke to get themselves back level. It has been some comeback, the attempted comeback anyway. On the edge, Frizzell trying to get it in. Away it goes.
Well, that's just it. They went from having a penalty stroke to then having to lose a goal, or giving up that amount of space to an individual that then scores from it within, what, 30 seconds or so?
Space though here for Flanagan. Couldn't pick out Zarabel. But definitely should be noted for Ali Glasgow-Davis for all her work and her runs, deserving of a goal. Urquhart was there to pick up 3 in the first half, but Glasgow-Davis was very influential, and she has got her moment. And one of her runs actually led to her finishing it in the back of the goal.
Well deserved, very well deserved. Did I say it? It might be that goal might have just taken the wind out the sails of Glasgow. Previously, before that goal, they might have been a bit more alert and a bit more keen to try and get in that, but I think the 2-goal cushion will be playing in their mind with 3 minutes to go.
Here's Lynn Gordon. A good place, the ball with this amount of time left for Ellon. Glasgow-Davis again on the run. Away comes Anna Kelly. Hanley. Forward it went. Minnis. And almost as if she's moved from one end to the pitch to the other. Glasgow-Davis in a blink of an eye on the other end defending. Fraser in. Urquhart defending 2 now in the first half. Hat-trick scorer. Here's Lynn Gordon. Only 1 player around for support, and Bain. Here's Urquhart up there. Lynn Gordon. Bain couldn't trap, and a little bit of Glasgow ball, just over a minute left.
I think if we were going to see a kicking back, we would have seen one by now.
Just about going to stay in here, I think. It does for Kelly. 30 seconds left for 2 goals is a big task, but It's going to be given away. Time ticking away. Slipping a slide. Arm out. One final chance possibly just to get a consolation. Kelly. Maybe I've came up off our leg perhaps, but away it goes. Time's going to go. And so on at the end, but it will be the happiness for Ellon and the delight for Ellon, who have won this plate final. They were so comfortable, particularly at half time. Into the second half, by the halfway point almost, they were comfortable. They were 4-0 up, but 3 quick-fire goals, and then a penalty stroke which was saved. It could have been 4-4, it was 4-3 for a time, but within seconds of the stroke being saved up the other end, Ellon scored. In the first half, it was Gordon that got things going, Lynn Gordon, and then Urquhart with a hat-trick. In the second period, the goals did come, which made things rather more interesting for the University side. Frizzell with it, Ellen Dodds as well with it, and then Glasses Davis with that 5th. Probably I guess the best team won, but huge amount of credit to Glasgow Uni for making that such an exciting final 15-20 minutes. Absolutely.
I don't know if Ellon have went 4 goals up and thought job done, they don't need a lot to do in the second half, and Glasgow University have come into their own, scored 3 in a short space of time, but credit to Ellon, if you score 4 goals in the first half, you could probably score a couple more in the second, and in the end they didn't need to, but they got one of them.
So this is the second half goal. The first one was a bit of a scramble.
Yeah, just going with scramble, and the Glasgow University player just comes in and tackles the ball over the line.
So Fraser and then Bell, I think, with the finish, and that was the second one back, and that was 2 quick fire goals, and then the third come from the penalty corner through Hannah Dodds.
Yeah, played to the top, and then straight strike. The goalkeeper is falling backwards rather than being flat, low barrier to cover that backboard.
So just after the penalty stroke, the great run it was from Glasses Davis, and the finish as well, very much deserved for her.
Really composed, dancing past 3 or 4 players, and then sees a oncoming goalkeeper going to ground and just does enough to just get it lifted over and on target. Quick thought on player of the match. Some of the keepers for both sides play well. 1 or 2 players from each team certainly played well, but I know for Ellon it's probably, well, Urquhart's got a hat-trick, but Glasses Davis certainly was a standout for some of her runs she made. Absolutely, in terms of individual skill, then Glasses Davies would be the one. In terms of goal scoring threat, then Jenny Urquhart would be there. And across for Glasgow University threes, then the standout was probably Lauren Flanagan, or I think Joanna Minnis was a quiet kind of worker in there. Okay, thanks Jamie for your thoughts for now. We'll hear from you shortly as we take a pause for now. With Ellon the victors here. Next up is the midday start, so join us around about 5 to midday. It's the District Cup final. Emory Uni Force taking Orkney, the holders of the competition, so do join us for that, but we'll leave you with the final score from the District Plate final. Well done to Ellon, 5-3 winners over Glasgow Uni 3s.